Welcome to the lower mid-card, where legends rise. Grind and Kyle Driver, the ring's wise guys. Talking smack, breaking backs, no holds barred. On the lower mid-card, the action's avant-garde.
What's up, everyone? This is the Lower Midcard Podcast. I'm Kyle Driver.
And I'm Grind. And we are back. We are back from Survivor Series. We survived Survivor Series.
We did.
I'm
a survivor. I'm not going to give up.
Yeah. You know, I think back to this Survivor Series and I think about being in a cage and how much those men must have smelled, you know? Like, yeah. I mean, this is the age-old question. And I every now and then it pops up is like the wrestlers who like shit themselves or like smell bad and whatnot. Can you imagine being in a small environment like that with some of those dudes? I mean, luckily I would assume with the bloodline style, man, they probably
probably smell all right.
Yeah. This is a weird area to start on.
I wonder how you like combat that. Like put in some like fucking like Vicks in your nostrils, so that way you're just smelling menthol the entire time.
Yeah,
instead of like someone's fucking butt.
Yeah, and that there's those guys that have that reputation too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say.
You ever look at someone who go, man, that guy smells.
No, but I have looked at Bronson Reed and thought he shit himself. So. Yeah. We talked about this last pod, so yeah. It doesn't shock me. Like, there must be some guys that have a reputation that.
You want to know who I think smells?
Who?
Braun Breaker.
Really?
I feel like he smells.
Man, that Braun Breaker out of all people?
Yeah, I don't know. I look at him and it's like he probably smells a little bit.
You know who I would have thought smelled? Rusev.
Miro.
Yeah. Before he was Miro, though, dude. Like when he had long hair and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't think so, man.
No?
Because CJ, his lady was CJ Parker, so I'm pretty sure she had him smelling good.
Very true. Who's like probably the biggest outcast like that is on the WWE roster currently?
Outcast?
Outcast. Like straight up outcast that like it has a bad rap in general because they're probably the person who smells,
I'm trying to think.
What's
pretty relevant,
right? And that's what's weird is like normally there's always like an outcast that you hear about, you hear these bad things about, like Jungle Boy in AEW. I bet he smells. Yeah. Speaking of AEW, we don't touch on it like ever anymore.
There's too much WWE going on.
There is, but I will say kudos to them, man. They got to deal with HBO or Max.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited about that because that means no more pay-per-view model in pro wrestling.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah. So
it'll be great. It's about time.
We're in such a weird time of like pro wrestling, man. Like Ring of Honor is relevant, TNA is relevant.
Yeah.
AEW is relevant, and we just don't touch on it because
we don't. Well, we don't have time. We're adults.
We don't.
I do want to talk. I do want to talk about this HBO thing. Like, I don't mean to derail you, but so with it being on Max and it not being behind pay-per-view, I have a feeling that this might be a little resurgence of AEW.
Yeah.
Because you have accessibility now with their pay-per-views, with their premium events. Because if you want to check it out, you just got to pay for a month max.
Maybe you're right, man. Maybe AEW will thrive, and I'm all for it because we don't talk about it nearly enough. I wouldn't say that the storylines are innovative and need to be talked about. But when we first started this podcast, man, it was like a staple to make sure that we talked about it. I was trying to embrace it. There are some key aspects to AEW that are super interesting. But at that time, too, with AEW, I will say this before we move on to the rest of the show and talk about the things we're here for. That period of time of AEW, the CM Punk,
Cody Rhodes,
that era when we first started this podcast was really just groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And they were taking a lot of talent, and a lot of talent was moving in that direction. So I don't want to say that they hit a wall or anything along those lines, but I think the last big pickup they had was Edge, and then that kind of ran its course. I don't even know if
They have
he's.
Ricochet.
Oh yeah, I heard he's the future. I heard I think it was Tony who came out and said that he was Ricochet is the future of AEW, and I was like, that's very interesting because he was just in the mix in WWE, and there was really, he was getting ran over nightly. I remember there was one point we were talking on the podcast, and this was like over a year ago, where Gunther had faced Ricochet like on dark match nights, like something like 30 times for the Intercontinental Championship, and Ricochet had lost every time, dude. It's so sad that he was just getting squashed like that in the WWE. So kudos to Ricochet.
Yeah. Get your bag, bro.
Yeah, hopefully it. My favorite thing about the guys who go to AEW is when they come back to the WWE. If he doesn't come back to the WWE, that's fine. But the guys who, Matt Cardona is the perfect example right now. I think somebody who literally left the WWE because just wasn't him, and then he became with the hardcore. What do they call him? The hardcore king or something like that in the indie scene. He's held like every indie title possible, and now he's in TNA facing Chris Jericho. That's fucking amazing. Yeah. So kudos to those guys, man. Anyway, we survived Survivor Series.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. It was a thing.
It was, and I think we just get into it. We'll start recapping because we got this to talk about. We got some big current events to talk about, and then we also we got to end the podcast on predictions for Saturday night's main event, which they're bringing back. I'm pretty excited for.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be very retro. Let's put it that way.
Love it. Okay,
so Survivor Series starts, and we're right into women's war games. That's how it begins. You got Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Io Sky, and Bayley. Because something happened. We don't know. You texted me about this, I believe. We don't know exactly what happened to Jade Cargill, but somebody hit her with a car and then beat her up. She was just laid out, man, and I have a feeling that story is going to play its way into WrestleMania. Personally,
you think so?
They defeated the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae by a pinfall. Well, actually,
to be honest, like with this match, it wasn't as good as last year.
I'll say this.
I did not enjoy it as much.
Okay. You know what? I give you that, but I will say this. When I saw Io Sky take the trash can and climb the cage with the trash can, and she got to the very top, it looked like that was going to be her spot. And then she ended up leaving the trash can up there and getting in a fight, and then coming back to the trash can and then doing the moonsault like she did last year. Or it was like a coffin drop or something along those lines.
Yeah, whatever. Same thing as last year.
Last year I thought it was so silly and so stupid. This year I thought it was even sillier and stupider because across the way was Tiffany Stratton, and she did a moonsault, but waited for Io to do the moonsault. And so
it was very campy.
Yeah.
With their spots.
That is, I think, the key to this match. The spot that also stands out, Nia Jax in the steel chair, man. There was so many memes going around social media. She was doing they were comparing him to Hulk Hogan's steel hitting people over the head with a steel chair.
No, this was worse. Here's why, because Corey Graves, he goes, Nia Jax swinging wildly. I'm like, where? What are you looking at? Corey Graves, come on.
She actually, it's funny because there was one scenario, and I believe it was, I can't remember who she was about to hit, but she was about to hit somebody, and she let them like bend over. Like she like hesitated, flinched, and then they bent over. So
it was so fucking sloppy, dude.
it was so
I
bad.
hated
This is
it.
your women's world champion, dude. Like, what are
God damn it, bro.
what are we doing? The gap has always been this way with, in my opinion, with men and women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And the thing is even these women, they're like, in my opinion, you look at Rhea Ripley. There is a gap, dude, between Rhea Ripley and the rest of the division. Like, Io Sky can wrestle. We all know that, right? But she's small and whatnot. You got these big girls like Nia Jax. She can't wrestle. You got You have way more gymnasts in Tiffany Stratton. I would even include Bianca Belair, maybe even Liv Morgan and Naomi in that category, where they're more of like a gymnast. When it comes to the pro wrestling aspect, they don't have it. And so it's weird when they do these moves, or they do these little somersaults, and then they face off kind of a thing, and everybody's like, oh, that was fucking, it's all theatrics. And I know it's our soaps, bro, but it's fucking cheesy as shit, dude. You know? And so
no, I didn't like that match at all. It was a hard pass for me. I was like, oh man, we're in for a long night.
Yeah. And what's funny is that like Rhea, she comes out with that dope mask. I thought it was cool. But I kind of fall in love with anything that guy does. I forget his name, but he's the guy who did
The mask was cool. Wrestling with it was fucking stupid.
It was, but they had to mold it to her the face protector. Yeah. So that was the whole thing. But then what's crazy to me is, if that's the case, then why is she taking it off halfway through the fucking match?
Yeah, it was fucking dumb.
You know, and she had done it in previous weeks on like SmackDown or Raw anyway, so she had revealed that she didn't really need it, I guess. I don't know. It's anyway, you know,
WWE's being a fucking idiot again.
Yeah, the baby faces win. War Games. Games. Like, if before we get into the rest of the card, because WWE definitely had their moments in Survivor Series.
Yeah.
What would you, if you could replace that women's War Games match with a Survivor Series style match? Think of a match at a Survivor Series that you could replace it with. Do you have anything in mind? Because I do, and I'll tell you what it would be.
The original King of the Ring style.
Okay. Like a tournament base?
Just in one night.
I love that. I think that would be amazing. And I think they should bring back King and Queen of the Ring in that format, instead of doing it fucking just the main events. You know?
Like, that's the fucking point. You're sitting there, you're going through a fucking gauntlet, bro.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see an Iron Man match for the championship. Yeah. That is in my opinion, my favorite Survivor Series style match.
That'd be dope.
An Iron Man match, a 60-minute Iron Man match. We don't see those nearly enough anymore. And I mean, maybe that's actually asking fucking for the wrong thing, because I just got done saying how bad they perform. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
You know what? The WWE fucked up again, bro. Your boy got clapped. Shinsuke Nakamura comes back in his dude. What are you calling this arc? I'm gonna call it like his Undertaker arc,
demon arc.
His demon arc. Okay, so Shinsuke, his demon anime arc. I like that.
Yeah. He's fucking.
Shinsuke Nakamura has come back in his emo demon anime arc to face LA Knight for the United States Championship, and ultimately LA Knight gets clapped. What do you think about that decision? I mean, literally
stupid.
He got ran through, bro. It wasn't even like competitive.
Stupid.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the payoff here? You're gonna make him do it again and at Saturday Night Main Event for the fucking title?
I don't know.
This makes no sense. Like, if you're making LA Knight drop the title, the United States title, you better have a plan to put him in the IC or one of the premier titles with the draft coming up. That's the only thing that makes sense. Like, here's what's gonna happen. with this match with LA Knight and Shinsuke, LA Knight losing, if he loses again at Saturday Night Main Event, I'm assuming that's what the play is going to be, because you basically just took one of your hottest stars that has been absolutely nuclear with the audience, and having him on having a title run that's only been a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been that long.
No.
And you're going to take it away for a Shinsuke Nakamura that you've had to reinvent 30 fucking times, because he is a great wrestler. He just does not resonate with the audience.
He won't sell a t-shirt.
Make it make sense.
He doesn't sell a t-shirt. Like, I mean,
he doesn't. LA Knight sells t-shirts.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I don't know.
Are you like doing this so Shinsuke can have an accolade and hit a number? Like, where's the payoff? Where's the joke?
Yeah.
Where's so it just doesn't make sense to me on why you would do this, unless the goal is to push LA Knight further up into the more premier titles. Because let's face it, you have the WWE title, the heavyweight title, the IC title, and then the US title. That is the order of significance for the title structure in the WWE. So the only way to go is up. You're not going to give him a tag title. That'd be fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, he does good on his own. So it just doesn't make sense to me on why they would do this. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so that way my brain doesn't implode.
I honestly don't have anything other than, I mean, I can only make the same argument as you, where it's LA Knight, dude. I mean, there's pros and cons for each person, right? Where are the cons? Because, like, the pros are that LA Knight is great on the mic, right?
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura is not good on the mic,
No.
right?
You have to have him record vignettes and then dub it.
That, or he needs a manager.
Subtitles.
He needs a manager, right? So he doesn't have either of those, and the way he's done it in the past is vignettes. And so that's probably the way they'll continue, but it's not as intriguing. I don't know. The anime ones I actually really liked. I've said that.
They were cool,
as somebody who does not like anime, I actually really liked the fact that they had an anime guy. So I was all about it. But when he came back recently, they weren't anime. They were just vignettes. They were normal vignettes. I don't
like, you're really gonna, like, you can't sit there and put your confidence in a champion to where you have to make an animated thing.
Yeah.
That
costs money.
The audience to,
it costs money and time.
Like, it just seems like, what's the payoff here?
Yeah. Well, not just that, but then you think about, okay, getting the crowd involved, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting the crowd involved. When you look at Shinsuke Nakamura, he is nor a massive heel or a babyface. So when it comes to getting pop, there's not much. There's the minor fan base that really likes Shinsuke for it being Shinsuke Nakamura, but we're not talking like NXT Shinsuke Nakamura. We're talking like just diehard Shinsuke Nakamura fans at this point, right? Anybody else has just kind of come to the point where, oh, it's Shinsuke. So when he came back, I mean, it's cool. He's got this like samurai gear, he's got like this extra
mask,
the Ronda Rousey makeup going on,
so it's just,
I don't know. And the other thing too, it's not like he doesn't have a physique either. I'm when it comes down to it, dude, I like my men to be meaty, and he's never had a physique. So like, I don't understand anywhere where he is. When you look at LA Knight, he's the entire package. We all know this. Now, I'm not saying he can't lose, but for him to get squashed in Survivor Series, which
by Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, the match was 9. So look at the match. Okay, the times on Survivor Series. This was the shortest match at 9 minutes and 45 seconds. That's a squash. That's a squash. It's not respectable. It's not respectable.
And the finish was he got poked in the fucking eye.
Mm-hmm. So, maybe you're right. Maybe the payoff is Saturday night's main event. And maybe it goes in deeper and it's like a feud for, I mean, at this point, dude, WWE and their feuds, we've talked about this forever now, but like the whole Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan thing, I thought that would be 1, 2, and 3 and we're done. No, it's like we're on number 7 You know, it's like still
they're
going
fucking up so bad, dude. It's
yeah,
like with some of the shit, they're fucking up so bad.
yeah, it's weird because they'll do amazing jobs in some areas, and then in
Yeah.
some areas they just totally drop the ball. And that's, you know, on the prior episode I had said the same thing. Like, LA Knight is your guy. I want Bo Dallas and the Wyatt Six to be my guy. And I even fucking well, maybe I didn't text you. I tweeted it out and I said specifically, I go, Monday Night Raw, the Wyatt Six versus what's their name?
The Final Testament.
The Final Testament. This is Bo Dallas's Uncle Howdy's, like, not coming out party, but this is the statement that needs to be fucking made right here. They need to dominate in this match, right? Because Bo Dallas and the Wyatt Six have not wrestled in like 90 days or something like that. They lose. They lost, bro. And I'm like, what are you doing? You can't have him lose. Like, I mean, I understand Bo Dallas he's not like a massive Kane style figure, but the lore behind it is so creepy and so dark. You had them like murdering people on their arrival. And now they're fucking losing to the Miz and Karrion Kross. Like, what if Karrion Kross hasn't done anything?
And you throw fucking powder in his face.
Yeah,
like,
that's how he loses, right?
That's so fucking dumb.
Anyway, yeah, so I feel you, dude. I feel you with the whole LA Knight thing.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. This is because, and here's the other thing, and I'm gonna make it brief so we can move on. But like, when it comes to the US title, he's literally been wrestling the same 3 fucking people.
Yep.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. He has for like 3 months.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yep.
Fucking
Andrade,
and then the other guy. Yeah, that guy.
There you go.
That fucking dude. I can't think of his name. Santos Escobar.
Well, no,
Escobar.
the Andrade. He wishes he was Andrade.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, he does. And so, like, basically, they sit there and it's those 3. Like,
Every
on a regular
it
basis.
is,
Like,
dude.
Okay, they pop out. Here we go.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you have fucking Carmelo Hayes.
Well, and then not just that, but LA Knight. Like, it's like when you give him that talent to work with, that's not Bray Wyatt, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference in the come up of LA Knight and the like the hype around LA Knight to only the rise of LA Knight to only work with that and then to lose to Shinsuke.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic. Because he put on bangers with Roman Reigns and all these other people.
Logan Paul.
Paul. And like, I'm not saying they're bad wrestlers.
No.
I'm not. But it's just like stop giving us the same 3 fucking people.
Well, not just that, but make it interesting. It's one of your 4 titles that
it's like,
means something.
I'm here and I'm gonna be annoying and I'm gonna challenge you for your title.
I'm assuming that Shinsuke Nakamura had like either a contract renewal or something along those lines, that in the contract Hunter felt like he needed to give him something, and this was it. So, but then again, you know what? I mean, Shinsuke has gotten so many fucking chances, bro. The whole Seth Rollins
He's already been
thing.
US champion.
Yeah. I mean, my God, dude. Ugh. All right, let's move on from that.
Yeah, let's move on.
So, following that, I actually feel like this next match was actually where I would say the card actually flipped and became good.
I agree.
It started
a really good match.
It started to build. You had Braun Breaker versus Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. So triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, and I actually feel like Braun Breaker doesn't smell personally.
Whatever.
But I also really like Braun Breaker. I feel like he's got a ton of potential. Him being the Steiner's prodigy, I just think is so cool. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's the first one at my age where I'm recognizing, like, oh, dude, he sounds like his uncle. Like, if the baby was not Rick's, it's definitely Scott's. That's for sure. You know, I'm just gonna put that out there.
All right, it's out there.
It's out there.
out there.
I don't know why more people aren't questioning that. I feel like
I just sit there and I'm just like, all right.
Yeah, dude. If he dyed his hair
is.
like platinum, he would look just like Scott.
I'd lose my shit.
It would be hilarious.
Like, you should do it for Halloween, like a
You
Halloween
should.
event, like come out as his fucking uncle.
You should, man. He sounds just
Or
like
come
him
out with
too.
headgear, with headgear and be his dad.
Yeah, I don't think he looks so much like his dad, dude. I think it's my new Scott's kid.
That's fine.
But
yeah,
right.
It was a great match. It was a very meaty men slapping meat and doing really cool spots and wrestling your face off. Sheamus, I will say, looked very sluggish.
Yeah,
I think Sheamus might be.
What happened, dude? What happened? Because this man had a YouTube. No, but he had a YouTube channel and still does about like working out, and that man was like shredded, and then came back this last year, and I swear to God, dude, he's like on the grind diet where it's like you see food, you fucking eat it. Like literally, he was thicker, and people were making memes about him, like because he had put on some weight, and he admitted to it. He is thick, man. Like I mean, he's muscular. But it looks weird because he's been in such good shape, and then to see him like it's not like tone. He's still got tone, but he's just thick. So I think
he's. I mean, it's just age, and sometimes you got to fight against those genetics.
I think he's probably
46. So
I think he's probably stopped taking like TRT or something.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. I just know that the age is definitely showing, and we're nearing the end of the career of Sheamus, which has been a really good career.
Yeah, I mean, what is there to prove? And you know what's crazy is he still somehow makes a main card, and he's able to perform and keep up with the rest of them. You know, he may be a little sluggish, but you know, and nobody wants to see him win, but nobody cares if he loses either. So it's like it's like kind of a W across the board, because he's fun to watch. He is. And then Ludwig Kaiser, man, is an up and coming talent that I truly think will be in the main picture 5 or so years. If he can keep finding his solo path, like, you know, him being a tag team for so long, I think was really good for him. I actually got to see him a part of that tag team multiple times, and they always performed really, really well. But him as a single star, I think it's there. I think he can definitely be that guy.
For sure.
But it's going to take some work and some time. He needs to develop more. But yeah, no, Braun Breaker did what Braun Breaker does. Match was good.
Smashed. Yeah, it was a good match. I loved it. A lot of action. You know, good spots. Good.
He's one of those positions where I look at the WWE Intercontinental Championship and I feel like you can put respect on that title. Like that title ever since Gunther, man, has had nothing but respect. So I feel very good with where that's at, and I'm excited to see what he does in the future. Moving on, man. You know, we had Gunther versus Damian Priest, which my fucking God, we talk about going in circles, or you know, a series of drama that's been unfolding over months and months and months and months of time. So SummerSlam, he wins the title, but since then, man, you know, he beat Damian Priest for that championship, right? And so, you know, we have had Gunther face a few different people, but now he's back fighting Damian Priest. And what happens, man? The same thing that's been happening forever, man. The reason that Damian Priest lost the title was because of Finn Balor. And here we are once again, man, where Finn Balor comes out, messes the match up, and Gunther retains. And he retains when Damian Priest was on top. He was about to finish him. It was a great match. And then Gunther with this sleeper hold, man, has been vicious lately. It's been fun to watch. It's been really, really fun to watch. It's been a really, like, is he going to get out of it kind of, I don't want to say like Hulk Hogan, you know, kind of moment, but definitely a very intriguing moment when Gunther puts on that sleeper hold, man. You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah. And
typically in wrestling, man, the sleeper hold isn't somebody's finisher. So to see that be kind of resurrected is really cool, and it's a fun way to finish the match. However, all this does is start up the controversy again between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. It goes right back to the conversation of, dude, how many times are we going to fucking do this? You know, and ultimately, are we going to get Finn Balor, down the line, Finn Balor, Damian Priest for the heavyweight championship, or are we just gonna? Can we just get a squash match and just be done with it? You know, some form of a tiebreaker or a fucking like a resolution, dude. That's all I want.
I don't understand why we have to have 3 fucking matches for every fucking feud.
Yeah. No,
It's
well, that's
so annoying.
That's the thing between Liv and Rhea, and I think it's been more than 3. I think it's like towards like 5 or 7.
Yeah, it's like cool. Let's keep fucking dead horse. Let's go fucking beat that over there.
Yeah, and truly, Finn Balor, in my opinion, has nothing to offer more than he's already doing. He's already the tag team champions.
Yeah.
So like, let him just do that. Why are we? What the fuck are we doing? You know?
I don't know, man.
So. You know, and we'll get into that here in a minute, but the match was good. Damian Priest did what Damian is he's a star, dude. He's a star.
Absolutely.
He's a workhorse. Yeah. I'm not.
He deserves it.
Yeah. I I really like he's heavily influenced by like a few classic pro wrestlers.
A few.
Yeah, a few. But Scott Hall being one of them. With the razor's edge and the blood drip on his outfit, man. And I love that. I'm glad there's a few people that are taking on that kind of role. I saw Bailey. She walked out. When Bailey walked out, she was doing the whole arms thing, the whole Razor Ramon arm in the front, arm in the back kind of a thing. And I was like, whoa, dude, that's a callback, man. So
absolutely.
I'm a big Scott Hall guy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ayo. It was a good match. No, I mean, I got nothing to hear on it. So,
yeah, it was a good time, man. Gunther retains. He's going to keep doing his thing. We'll talk about that here shortly. Main event was the New Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline. Hi, Pup. Pup came to say hi. The New Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline in War Games. With the extension of CM Punk joining the OG Bloodline and Bronson Reed, the Polynesian, I'm assuming Polynesian Bronson Reed. Is he?
Yeah.
He's New Zealander. So
we talked about this. Yeah.
We did. I recently saw Moana 2, by the way. I think you should go see it. Full of Polynesian culture. The Rock is amazing. Back to War Games. The OG Bloodline, they win. They do their thing.
They did.
With the help of CM Punk, and it was fun. There was speaking of fun, Bronson Reed breaks both of his ankles
there was like 3 fucking injuries.
Yeah, so
in that match.
The big one though was the Bronson Reed one, from my understanding. No. Well, Jimmy
Tongaloa too.
Tongaloa
got hurt.
What did he do?
Hold on.
Dude, I feel like Tongaloa is always like, dude, that's like he's
Bronson
always
Reed and Tongaloa out.
What about Jimmy?
He hurt his toe.
Hey man,
we're gonna go into that in just a moment. Make sure you remind me.
Okay.
Bronson Reed skips WX Night. Where is it? Bronson regaining momentum. I know he broke his ankle.
Tongaloa,
what was
dude. Bronson Reed.
Tongaloa hurt his arm or something.
Oh my god, dude. That guy sucks. They need to replace him or add Zilla, because
a broken toe, dude.
Dude,
are you fucking kidding me?
For what, Jimmy?
Yeah, and here's my bit, because Jimmy's not going to be out indefinitely.
No.
The fact that they're saying indefinitely is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Don't I get the draft is coming up, but don't get football on this.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't do that.
We all know. Listen, if you've been listening to this podcast, you know our opinions on the fucking draft. We don't even need to state it again.
We will. Stupid.
We will come next podcast, guarantee you. Yeah. But yeah, the draft sucks.
Yeah, and so like when you're trying to be all football about it and you're out indefinitely, well, people indefinitely means not coming back ever.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
It's
It doesn't
loosely
mean coming
used.
back after recovering from a fucking injury, dumbasses.
It's very loosely used in the WWE and pro wrestling.
It's so fucking stupid.
You know, Jacob Fatu looked like he got really hurt in that match. There was a point in time where he was like grabbing his leg, and he even went underneath the rope and like was trying to like stay like hidden kind of a thing. Yeah. And they all like checked on him. And I was like, dude, he hurt himself. But
a lot of people got fucking hurt in that match.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. The Bronson Reed one though, like you can see it. They slowed it down and zoomed in.
It's fucking rip, dude.
Yeah.
All that weight. That's like a Sid Vicious fucking break.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big dude.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of like it shattered?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I'll tell you this though. It was fun to watch. It was actually really fun to watch.
It was a good match. It was fine.
The banter between Roman Reigns and CM Punk was really, really fun.
Yeah.
And so seeing how that all played out, I love seeing the OG bloodline all there, you know, and the fact that you got this villain of a Solo Sikoa, you know, it's pretty cool to watch. So they win the war, but I have a feeling it's not over, you know.
I do want my flowers though for calling the CM Punk thing.
Yeah, that was wild, man, because you started off by talking about Brock Lesnar in like a joking fashion, but then it turned to that, and I had kind of thought that as well, because I was like, who's a Paul Heyman guy, right? But the thing is I would have never thought, like honestly thought that CM Punk, you know, would be the guy. But here's the thing, anything was better than Seth Rollins, and I'm so glad that they didn't do that. I did not want to see Seth, so CM Punk was the right choice. You get your flowers, pat yourself on the back 2 times over, you know, and
let's go.
Enjoy the W's. And that concluded Survivor Series. I think War Games is a little played out in my opinion. I would like to see, well, that or just like do one War Games match and then do the women's differently. You don't have to do War Games as the main theme if you're gonna like. Like I said, there was the Survivor Series Iron Man match in the past. They've done one of the best ones ever was, I believe, Bret Hart versus HBK. You had The Undertaker, and I believe The Undertaker and Kane was an Inferno match. That may be wrong, but I know they've had special types of matches for Survivor Series in the past, and it hasn't always been War Games. So I'd like to see them change it up just a little bit. I hated when I did not like when they did Raw versus SmackDown. When they did Raw versus SmackDown, I thought that was stupid. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it was fucking dumb. Yeah.
So stay away from that, but maybe change it up a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit.
If you had to give out of 5 stars, if you had to give it a rating, what would you give it?
3.
3? I think that's fair. I think that's
average.
That's fair. That's where I'm at too. Okay. Well, we are literally days away, 2 days away. From
you from what?
From Saturday night's main event.
Is it because Saturday night's all right for fighting?
Something like that, dude.
Get a little action in. Anyway, sorry. little Elton John.
There you go.
Sad.
So with that being said, we've had some current events that have kind of popped up regarding this. They are NBC, from my understanding, is trying to negotiate with the WWE to revitalize Saturday night's main event. This is not a one-time pay-per-view situation. Like you said, it will be returning in March. Is that what you said? January. So we get one this weekend, and then we will get one in January, which is kind of cool because outside of that, man, we don't have a PLE. Now this isn't really being looked at. It actually is being looked at like kind of like a PLE, but it's not a PLE, which is very weird. I don't know how to feel about it.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah, and so there's been some current events. One of them being, I think the biggest one. Well, actually, not the biggest one, but the most shocking one. Maybe it's not the most shocking one. Jesse the Body Ventura is coming back to be a commentator at Saturday night's main event. You're all right there?
I'm just like waiting for him to go into like I can't do the accent like I'll tell you something. He's gonna go, I had a dog and like or something. He can go off on some fucking
Totally
tangent.
off script.
I hope he does. Yeah. I hope he just like starts saying like he pulls a George Bush doesn't care about black people thing. I want him to like go off script and then just have Michael Cole going, what?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Like Michael Myers shocked. Oh, okay. And here we go. Like,
what if he starts relating it to like when he wrestled, like the 70s and 80s.
Back in the 70s. We ate Hostess cakes 10 minutes before going into the ring, and then we would take bets on who would throw up first. Yeah. And every time it would be me and fucking Jack the fucking guy. I don't know. Anyway, but like just some random shit.
I'm curious to see how much he's actually gonna have studied for this, because he has been irrelevant from the WWE for 30 years. Like, I don't think he's commentated since like WrestleMania 3. Or
do you think he dresses like he did when he would do main events?
I don't think, man, I don't know.
Or do you think he's going to come out, like, dude's going to come out wearing sweatpants and a polo shirt tucked in? And then the fucking
but he is perform. But here's the thing: he will be performing. So and he's gonna and he's gonna be getting a bag. You know that's why.
For sure.
You know that's why he's there. Like he's there inevitably for the bag, and to be in the good graces of the WWE, which he has not been in the good graces since Vince. I mean, literally, Vince. He was the guy, and Jesse always talks about. I saw this in the documentary. Jesse was talking about how he was trying to make a union, and literally Hulk like snake. He was a snake and kind of went backstabbed him and didn't allow that to happen. And then ever since then, guess what? Jesse was not there. So
you wanna know? I think when we're editing this real quick, you should put the Iron Sheik. Fuck Hulk Hogan. we need one of those in there. Anyway, but like that was wild. So it'll be interesting to see like how he, the candor with the matches. Can he keep up? Is that something that he is still able to do? Can he still commentate?
Wasn't he also a big UFO guy, or like a Sasquatch guy?
Well, let me tell you something. When I was in New Mexico and back in the 80s.
Yeah, dude. I swear to God. Well, not just that, but what if he just starts talking politics because he was a politician?
Yeah, he was a governor.
Yeah.
I was doing a bit of self-meditation, and I was experimenting with ayahuasca, and I was sitting there in the deserts of New Mexico, and then all of a sudden there was
dude,
a ship that came out, and they pulled me up, and we talked about hostess snack cakes.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you this. If that's not intriguing, this next bit of news is definitely, I think,
I'm fucking ready, dude.
Okay.
Give me something to chew on.
Cody Rhodes and Triple H cut a vignette teaser trailer for Saturday night's main event. And in that teaser trailer, dude, I'll tell you this. Triple H and Cody have been doing a lot of weird little vignette teaser trailers. They did one for Survivor Series. I don't know if you remember that, but they like pulled up in a car together, and they're like, they had like Hunter gives him the binoculars, and he's like, "What am I looking for, boss?" And he's like, "At whatever stadium that is, like, on that date, Survivor Series." And he's like, "Okay, all right," and so I don't know what's up with this like Mission Impossible kind of vibe that
It's
they're
fucking
bringing.
corny, bro.
It's very interesting. Listen. I'm not a Cody Rhodes dick rider, so I don't understand what it feels like to
I'm
be.
starting to not be, to be
Yeah.
honest. I'm kind of growing up. I'm getting out of my John Cena phase.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it seems
Yeah.
like for those fans of Cody Rhodes who have been wanting this since day one, Cody Rhodes has been wanting the Winged Eagle title, and he opens a briefcase, and it shines on him, and Triple H says for one night only at Saturday night's main event. And Cody just kind of, he goes, okay. And that was like the end of it. And he I think he grabs the briefcase and walks off. But it's definitely a championship belt. The speculation is it is the original Winged Eagle title. Any other thoughts on that?
Not really.
No.
Sorry, it's just like it's cool.
I mean, it's
but I mean, give us something more than just like this one night only fucking title. Like, where are we with the crown jewel title? We don't fucking see it.
But here's the crazy thing. So what does that mean for January? Does that mean that he's not gonna be there, like performing in January?
I don't know, man.
I think that's what that kind of means. I think they're building this Saturday night main event up to be more than it should be, so that way I don't know, dude. I
don't know, man.
I mean, listen, I'm excited to see it. If they bring it back, it will be very interesting.
For sure.
I think it will get a lot of positive feedback. I think there's a lot of people who will be like, "Whoa." So woe is me. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And then the last little bit of current events before we talk about the actual predictions of Saturday night's main event is Logan Paul on his most recent podcast says that he's retired from the WWE and will not be at WrestleMania 41 in 2025. I truly believe he's lying.
I think I think it's real.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he recently had a kid and whatnot. But he's talked about how he wants to. I swear to God, he had somebody on like Randy Orton or something that was pretty recent, and he was talking about how in 2025 he wanted to be like a full timer. And so it's shocking to hear that he's quote unquote retired. But the last match he had was at SummerSlam against LA Knight, and he had lost the title. So, speculation on the internet is that he may return at the Royal Rumble, and that may begin his return and whatnot. I think Logan Paul is a performer. I think the struggles he's had in the idea of not boxing, he's talked about it multiple times, watching his brother succeed and him not doing that anymore has like eaten at him. I think the idea of him not wrestling, something that was that he's good at, that he initially at one point or another had more ambitions to be the champ. I can't see him just walking away from it. So it was a moment in the podcast that was very abrupt, and it was just a snippet, and people maybe are taking it out of context. Logan says a lot of things, does a lot of things. So who knows? You're saying that you think he's done, huh?
I mean, who knows? I mean, he does have a multi-year contract, so
yeah.
So I don't know if he like walked away from it or what, or I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, he still got that.
Like he's one of those people where like you never know. Like he could just sit there and go, "I'm not interested anymore."
Also, he's got a kid.
On to the next thing,
and he's got more money than he can imagine. So
yeah.
Okay. With that being said, we get to our predictions for Saturday night's main event. It's very interesting. If you look at this, the last two cards are both 5 matches. It's like they can't fit more than 5 matches on a card because of how much time they take. They take about 3 hours, which is kind of crazy, man. Like, because I feel like way back when you'd get like 10 matches on a card, and now it's been dumbed down to 5 matches, but it doesn't feel like we're getting less. It just sometimes it feels like too much. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, we're here. Saturday night's main event.
Main event.
And honestly, all the matches are interesting or of interest to me. We're going to start with what we have as listed as the opening match, which would be Bailey or Chelsea Green versus Michin or Tiffany Stratton in a tournament final for the inaugural WWE Women's United States Championship.
Yeah. So we'll know for sure tomorrow.
Okay,
Friday for on SmackDown, which is those are the finals matches, and then they go on. Whoever wins those respective matches goes on for the inaugural match on Saturday night's main event.
Okay, so with that being said, with the knowledge that I just gave you and the knowledge that you just gave me and our audience, who do you think will be in that the finals match for the WWE Women's United States Championship?
Me personally, I think it's going to be Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and then here's my prediction for that. So Chelsea Green wins. Right?
Wow.
Chelsea Green wins. Tiffany cashes in. Or finds a way to cash in. Like she'll get help from like Nia Jax or something.
Okay. I'm gonna
because
go
I 100% because like obviously right now like Chelsea Green's shtick is like she's not taken seriously, like she's a fucking joke. She's a meme right now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be very meme like for her to win and then immediately lose.
I'm
to chew on.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna say because it's Saturday night's main event and it's a big deal, we're getting Bailey versus Tiffany Stratton. And I'm going to say that Nia Jax is out there ringside with Tiffany Stratton. And somehow Nia Jax gets involved, screws the match over for Tiffany Stratton. Bailey wins. Just because Bailey is that baby face. She's such a big... Chelsea Green has the same. She got a lot of pop and a lot of people love her. But I'm gonna say Bailey doesn't have a strap on her. She was just the world champion. I'm gonna say that she's the first ever women's United States champion. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
And then I think that leads the storyline for Tiffany Stratton to get back at Nia Jax, inevitably to turn on her and take the title. We have the triple threat match between Liv Morgan, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. And this is what we were talking about, man. It's like, how many of these matches are we going to get? Because offhand, I can already count 5.
Yeah.
I can already count 5. I mean, that's insane, right? Because by SummerSlam, we had 3.
Yeah.
Right? And then you add Survivor Series and you add on top of that that's at least 5.
Yeah.
Not including any Raw or SmackDown matches. So,
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, Charlotte Flair, can you please come back? You know,
which is fucking crazy.
You know, like, can we have somebody like not Becky Lynch? Too. We saw a lot of Becky, but like, you know, can we have? You know what's so funny about the women's division? Before we like talk about this, I'm just gonna like throw this out there. How relevant Paige was in the WWE. She had her own movie, dude. Her own movie. And now as Saraya, she's still relevant and she's still a big deal over in AEW and whatnot. But the pop that she used to get as Paige, like she was such a ginormous star. She was on the level, in my opinion, of Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, and she just vanished, in my opinion. Like, the name change, I think, in Saraya didn't help. I don't think posting adult content, I don't think that really helps either. She kind of messed up her image a little bit. But what's insane is like that movie popped up like 6 months ago on TV or something, and I was like, oh my god, dude! Like when Paige was Paige, you know? It's kind of funny. We're seeing this circle of we know there's plenty of women out there that are talented that deserve a chance and whatnot. I'm not saying Liv Morgan doesn't deserve a chance. I'm not saying Io Sky doesn't deserve a chance. But we've seen it. I've seen Io Sky for the last year at the top.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, and this is wrestling. This is what happens in wrestling from time to time. But you know what I like? Fresh and entertaining matches. And I'm gonna tell you right now,
this ain't that.
I mean, do you really think at a Saturday nights okay, out of the 5 matches that I have listed here, 4 of them are for titles. How many do you really think are changing hands?
Not many.
I mean, you're gonna crown one new one, and I would say no more than 1 changes, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think this is the one. I don't think that if you add Io Sky in this match and it's not a straight Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley match, this is it. Like, they're going to go back and forth, and we're gonna end up at like WrestleMania or something, you know, before this feud is actually over. And so I'm going with the idea Liv retains.
Sure. All right, I'm good. I'm honestly good with that. Like, it's either that or just rip off the Band-Aid and give it to Rhea, because Io's not getting it.
Well, it was Rhea's to begin with. She never lost it, you know?
So
I mean,
I think if you were going to do it, like, you could do it there. So,
but then why Io? What the fuck? What are we doing?
It doesn't make sense. So I think with the Io Sky factor, I think Liv does retain.
Okay, I'm right there with you. Following that, man, is another part of this conversation. And it's, seems to be haunting the Judgment Day. Gunther versus Finn Balor versus Damian Priest in a triple threat match. Back to back, we have this listed, by the way, for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, Finn doesn't have anything to offer.
No.
It's not Finn and Damian, right? So, is this the match where Gunther loses the title to Finn or Damian? What a short run that would be.
Yeah.
And is that the right move? Because does Damian need the title? Or does Finn need the title? Finn needs the title if anybody needs the title. But Finn's a tag team champion right now. Which, I'll tell you this. When was the last time we had a tag team championship match on a PLE? They're like Monday Night Raw, SmackDown titles.
Potter. Yeah.
We don't even get tag team matches as freaking title matches on PLEs anymore.
No.
I'm full of complaints tonight, man. I don't like it.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. But I do think Gunther retains.
I think it's the same situation. This is not the event. This is not the matchup that threatens Gunther's title reign. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm right there with you, Gunther.
Cool.
Yeah. And I think Finn and Damian screw each other over. We have the inevitable Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens match that they've been building for months. Kevin Owens has this bad boy reputation. He's just a loose cannon. He's pile drived and actually fucked up Randy Orton's neck, from my understanding. Like, that's not a soap opera thing. That's a real thing. Which is not cool.
No.
Did you know that the pile driver was banned?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I found that out when it happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, which is weird because Kevin Owens in Ring of Honor, his finisher was the package pile driver, package pile driver.
It's super dangerous, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I wonder why it's more dangerous than the tombstone.
A little more control. Because with a pile driver, you're jumping up in the air.
Very true. It looks dope, though. It looks dope, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, Kevin Owens, is going to Kevin Owens here.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If Cody Rhodes is going to do something special on Saturday night's main event, there is no way he is not walking out of there the champion.
100%.
It'll
be a good match.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But Cody Rhodes is winning.
I think this sets up I was under the impression Randy was actually really hurt, and I thought I had read an article about it. But if he is not, this would totally set up a Randy Orton Kevin Owens for Mania or the
Grudge
Royal
match.
Yeah, exactly. which wouldn't be a bad match. I mean, it would be a match worth watching down the line. Yeah. So with what we just talked about, man, it doesn't look like any titles would be changing hands.
No.
Looks like it would be a good time, a fun Saturday. Is it at a special kickoff time? Do we have a time listed for this? Let's see.
I don't see one here.
I have 8/7 Central. So no, it's America wrestling.
Yeah.
I got 5 p.m. Yeah. 5 p.m. Pacific time.
So 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m.
Eastern. Yeah, from New York, Long Island, dude.
Yeah.
On NBC and Peacock. It is as wrestling as America can get. So
there you go.
Should be fun. I'm excited. Next time we're here, dude, we're talking about the pit of WWE, the ashtray of events that happens, the draft. With that being said, this has been another episode of the Lower Mid Card Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.